I was responding to you guys from my phone, so that was good. I do have a UPS over on like my consoles and stuff, and it has like my router and everything, which is why the network comes back up so quick because the network never goes offline. My router and everything. I don't have one for my computer. It's an older one. It doesn't have a big enough unit, and so like I need. I want to buy like a nice, healthy one to support this. We talked about moving me to the other office. That process has we started that process in January. And so I think when I do that, I'd love to have like a bigger UPS support both sides. I think I'd love to have like one that keeps my whole rig up. So then when that stuff happens, like you guys see the lights go out, but the network and the computer don't. So, Nefesha, thank you so much for gifting us up. Oh, thank you. All right. So, it's on the list, and it's less expensive than like the sit-stand desk was. It's less, you know. So it's things. That video got cut off midway. So that video just got corrupted. Like there's no, maybe it got saved, maybe it didn't. It depends on how well the system saved it. But like OBS was just hard cut off mid-record. And so due to the way video encoding and stuff works, sometimes those are usable and sometimes they're not. So we're just gonna have to start over. I was going to stop it and start it again so I could protect that in case we lost power. And she said, it may lose power. And I threw up my hands and then we lost power. Like immediately. Immediately. You've ever run it. Yeah, you could lose a lot of data. This is not, it's not good on your hard drive. It's not great. Like, this is not, it's not a healthy way to run a machine. So it would have been nice to have a little more control over that. They rang the doorbell, knocked, and then ripped the power. Because I heard the doorbell ring, and then my wife came and opened the door. And said, hey, they made the power.
What's going on today?
That was the whole, it was 30 seconds.
I was playing with my dollhouse, Dad.
It's the joy of being on
that's
grid.
great.
It's why
That's
my wife
Peppa's
and I
house,
looked at like
Daddy.
buying another one.
You broke your dollhouse.
Based on the fact that we bought this one under the assumption that we would live here 2 years
It's
and then move
okay.
to something that was a better fit, and we've been
That
here
ain't my house.
substantially longer than 2 years.
So my dollhouse is
The next one, even if we had like a 2 or 5 or 7 year plan, I assume there's a chance that I die in that house.
Isn't that
So
Peppa's
I want,
house,
I'd be
Daddy?
strongly looking at moving on.
Yeah.
Connected to the
It's
grid,
too
there are huge
big
advantages.
for Peppa, Daddy. We have to buy a new Peppa house, Daddy. House, Daddy. A new house, Daddy.
Alright.
Like puddles in it, Daddy. And some puddles, Daddy.
Would have been a bummer we were 30 minutes.
Daddy.
So, you guys know Zeppa, I've reacted to her here before. I know this channel doesn't overlap a vast amount with things in the back of my YouTube where it says like keeping up with people who watch gaming kind of watch. She's not actually shortlisted on that list, but hopefully you guys know her shiny face. And actually after she published this Why Now Is Best, Brian and I had already in the past recorded something in the future, now the past, and now in the present. And so, of course, because of the laws of YouTube, that means we were copying her, and so we're in good company there with our video going live. I mean, she didn't get to see this before we hit record. Kind of why she thinks now is a good time to start 14.
Daddy, what are you talking to, Daddy? What are you talking to, Daddy?
myself. Apparently, I'm losing my mind.
You're talking to your friends?
Am I too late for this game? I've heard the story was ending, etc.
Half a year away, you might not be feeling any sort of pressure to jump into something right now. You might even be thinking, oh, well, I'll just wait until November 23rd rolls around, and then I'll buy Endwalker and start playing. But, first of all, you don't actually have to pay for anything to start playing. 13 because Final Fantasy 13 has a free trial that goes up to level 60 and it's the first expansion. So you can milk several hundred hours out of that just on its own. There's not necessarily anything wrong with waiting till November 23rd to buy Endwalker because if you pre-order it now and you don't have the expansions already,
it's not nice.
You won't be able to access Stormblood or Tiger's content until Endwalker releases because they're all bundled together.
Yes, for anybody in the critically acclaimed free trial, now including the award-winning Heavensward expansion up to level 60, the meme that's been going around, keep in mind that if you pre-order Endwalker, because of the way the canceling pre-orders works, they cannot give you access to everything that would come with it until it goes live. And so that means that you can only go as far as Heavensward. People spending as much as $900 exploring everything that that has to offer prior to leaving the free trial. But you can't cover Stormblood and Shadowbringers. So Endwalker goes live. If you want to be with us on day one, you can find that early access is the 19th.
This is getting scary.
Is the 23rd. You would need to actually buy the expansion right now.
Alright, man.
If you want to play the expansions now, you need to buy Shadowbringers now. That includes Stormblood and then Endwalker when it comes out, or pre-order Endwalker.
And the word you're looking for there is complete. If you are a free trial player, you are going to technically need to own your own copy of the base game. You're playing on kind of a borrowed copy, and so you're going to be looking for the complete edition of Shadowbringers, which will include a Realm Reborn and Shadowbringers and Stormblood their package. But it doesn't matter. It does everything. It regularly goes on
if you
sale.
keep following me, you will die. Okay.
Oh, wait, no key. Quantified by thousands of hours, not dozens of hours, versus something like a single-player experience, such as an Assassin's Creed, a God of War, a JRPG, or something like that. And the question becomes, can I play it twice or 3 times as far as replayability? When you talk about something where you're going to be paying a monthly subscription, possibly the majority, if not all the months of the year, a sale price is great. Save money where you can. Don't opt into paying your sub sooner than you have to if you're happy with the free trial experience and you're still in it. But the complete edition is the purchase that you're looking to make.
But like I said, the free trial includes Heavensward, and you can get a lot of mileage.
Did you know that Geico's whole 15 minutes thing, that came from me? Really? My first idea was, in 1/4 of an hour, your savings will tower.
1/4 of an
Figuratively speaking. But that's not catchy, is it? It's not going to swim about in your brain. So I thought, what about 15 minutes, 15%? Serendipity.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Purchase that you're looking to make.
But like I said, the free trial includes Heavensward, and you can get a lot of mileage out of that without paying anything at all. Financial considerations aside, there are some real practical reasons why you would want to play Policy 14 all the way up through Shadowbringers before Endwalker comes out. The first reason is because leveling to 80 and getting through all of the story on your first character can take easily 200 to 300 hours of playtime. Now that might sound overwhelming at first, but please understand that these are 200 hours that are meant to be enjoyed and relished, and that you get to do only once. It's really enjoyable. Like, I wish I could go back and do it all again for the first time.
It's easy to rust at the end of anything. I played really can't see the models in the background of my videos, and it's easy to want to rust at the end. I get that. I am guilty of it with many games. It is something that is meant to play out over that length of time. So, while you have the amount of time from whenever you're watching this, November 19th, do the math on that. And so, the more days you wait, if somebody tries to hop in November 1st to be with us on the 19th, they've got a rough couple weeks in front of them. And so when the title of this video is why now is the best time to start Final Fantasy 14,
I got pineapple Papa
really,
Jones,
like,
Daddy.
the easiest time to start Final Fantasy 14 if you knew in the past that
opening,
Endwalker was something you would be
Daddy.
invested in, would be at the launch of Realm Reborn. It would be in 1.0, and then you'd have the cheaper sub and the tattoo and everything, and that's a whole mess. That would be the easiest. knowing what you know now. But you can't do that. It's too late. And so the next best time is like right now, like right this.
Someone's
And so the more time you have, the easier it'll be to say, okay, yeah, 200-300 hours is a lot if you look at it like, well, I have stuff to do later today. But it's not that bad when you say, you know what, I play a couple hours a week, there's a lot of weeks between my goal. And so it'll add up by just chipping away at it. I'm just going to log in, I'm going to do 1, 2, or 10, or whatever quests in a sitting, and then I'm going to be done. And then I'll come back, you know, maybe tomorrow or later this week, and I'll do it again. And I'll just keep chipping away at it. And so it is something that you can enjoy the process through. But if you were looking to be done by a certain date, the best way to keep something from seeming overwhelming is to start as early as possible.
But, I mean, to properly enjoy it, to play it the way it is designed to be played, which is as a Final Fantasy game, you know, smelling the roses along the way, yeah, it's going to take 200 hours. I remember, well, I don't know if it's really comparable, but I started in Heaven's Ward, and I was playing pretty casually, and it took me maybe 2 or 3 months to get to max level. And that's just on your first job. Now, all jobs, the second, second, third, fourth jobs, or any other jobs that you decide to level, those are not going to take as long because you've already got through all the story. You might check out the
you get an experience boost on any job that's not your highest level job. There's all sorts of other ways to boost your experience. There's all sorts of fast methods to get experience. You can't play MS2 twice for experience, and so there's all this. The reason it's a lot is because every single expansion, first and foremost, starts out by giving you an entire JRPG generated clear. That will have combat in it. Toaster works great. It's a different quality level, etc. This is the highest of the bar, in my opinion. And after that JRPG experience, with little stuff along the way, you're going to be in what is basically a 2-year cycle of endgame. And that comes with 5
I would like to have a Play-Doh treat. Not a problem, Trader Pony. Let's go ahead and roll out our Play-Doh.
Well, for existing players, those were things that they looked forward to and they got to do as they happened. For a new player, they finish a Realm Reborn. They're done with a Realm Reborn. Why didn't Heavensward start? Because they have to do all the post-Realm Reborn stuff from the patches that were introduced. And so it's just a lot. Keep in mind that, you know, for those of you on the free trial, I just mentioned buying the Complete Edition. You are in the free trial until you register that key. Once you register that key, I believe it comes with 30 days of free playtime, so they basically give you your first month's free, and then you start paying for your monthly subscription. All of that starts when you register that key. And so if you have a friend say, hey, I want to buy you the Complete Edition and get you the game, or if it's on sale and you buy it, registering the key is what's going to start that timer. And so if you just download the free trial right now, and the restrictions on the free trial are not restricting you from enjoying the game, you might as well enjoy the amount of time that you can. For those of you that have already done that, that ship has sailed. If you've already played the game in the past when you return, that ship has sailed. That's okay. Of course, it's a bummer that hasn't reverted in. We're talking about $15 here. We're not talking about a mortgage payment. And so, while I don't know your particular financial situation, it is an amount of money that I think this is
going here, no group.
I count games as $1 per hour of joy. That's what I'm looking for. And I compare that to things like going and seeing a movie or going and seeing a show or a sporting event or something like that. Games at $1 per hour, I'm already holding them to a much higher standard in how much joy they owe me per dollar spent than I am other forms of entertainment and recreation. I'm already holding them to that. MMOs actually look insane.
Here is our purple Play-Doh.
Probably get you down to like 50 cents, 25 cents, or 10 cents. Because $12 or $15 for the whole month, depending on your schedule, is very, very, very reasonable. So it's a bummer if you have to pay that early, but it's okay. This game is something I think MMORPGs in general are worth those subscription costs.
40 hours, that's just like a kind of guess. For all jobs, there are a lot of systems in place to help speed up the all job leveling process, and that's something to keep in mind too. You don't know how many other jobs you might level before you find the one that you decide to make, because the odds that you are going to actually stick with that first job that you played to max level, like that's going to be your mate for anyone. I mean, it's kind of unlikely. It's kind of like deciding to marry you the first early date. Like, it could happen, and it's really lucky for you if that happens, but you might want to look around. You might want to try some of the other play styles that are available.
Marital and dating advice aside, I picked up the game coming from World of Warcraft at the time I've been playing through it, switching back and forth between it is something that there are jobs to do. Start level 1, they're very easy to pick up. There are lots of ways to get cheap and easy experience. Were you talking about the short number of days to level, hours to level? There are lots of ways to level alts in this game. From the way the gear sharing works, the way switching between jobs works, it's very, very improving. So when people ask what the best job to get started is, the best job is the one you're excited to try. That's it. Especially if you look down the barrel at a brand new expansion coming this way. All 18 jobs you're going to see changes to some degree. Even if they didn't change, the content will change, and therefore the way they're played will change. So we don't know. Some jobs will change a lot, some jobs will change a little. Some jobs you think got better, some jobs you think got worse. We also get 2 new ones in this expansion. And we've got 2 or more every expansion so far. So it's basically 20 new jobs to some degree, some being all the way new, some feeling all the way new, and some being, well, the content makes them feel different. And so the odds that you pick something now, watch it mature through the first 30 levels. It's just teaching you, watch it mature from there to the first level cap 50. The first time the job really hits its moment of a complete thought. And then watching the way the devs' thoughts changed over 60, 70, 80, soon to be 90. You may like it at varying points in there, and you may want something different as well. It's a really easy thing to change your mind later. I would recommend getting the cap, getting your story done. For me, that means staying on one job, and some people that will do 2 or 3 or 4 level up. For me, like a later, I'll know all the things about the game. I'll know how the systems work. I'll know how dungeons work, and all these different things.
And 4. Hey, how about some sprinkles?
And that's a lot easier. Once
A little bit more.
I need to pick games like that to the top with.
And of course, our spoon.
One class first, and then go back and rush through the game on a second one with all of my now built knowledge. So that's where my point of recommendation comes from, and I agree with her. Don't let your first job feel like you're
Sure looks delicious. Let's give it a try, Grandma Pig.
Love everything about the game except the way you're
Yes, it is.
Having alt jobs leveled is a really good idea in general, especially going into a new expansion where there's going to be a lot of new content that everybody wants to get into. If you can play more than one role, you can play a healer and a tank and DPS, it's going to massively expand the number of groups you will be able to actually get into in Party Finder. And don't forget that if you get all of
The annual purge has been extended.
they're coming.
All crime is now legal forever.
It's the real purge. The forever purge.
It won't stop until we're all dead.
The forever purge. So, how's your day going?
Well, 10th time today I climbed those castle steps.
This guy's persistent.
What's that?
Oh, that's Eno from Capital One.
Eno from Capital One. Eno from Capital One.
It's the Capital One assistant that looks out for charges which might surprise you and helps you fix them.
So Eno from Capital One's looking out for your coin when you're not.
Exactly. What's in your wallet?
Role, if you play a healer and a tank and a DPS, it's going to massively expand the number of groups you will be able to actually get into in Party Finder. And don't forget that if you get all of your battle jobs to 80, you actually earn an Amuro mount. So on top of making sure that you've given yourself enough time before the expansion to leisurely get to level 80 and not feel rushed, even have time to check out other jobs, you might also want to get your relic weapon for Shadowbringers before in longer comes out. The reason I say that is because there are a lot of quest items that you need to assemble the relic weapon for Shadowbringers that require a giant group of people all working together. Right now, everyone is doing that. It's like the thing that everybody in the game is doing. And after Inwalker comes out, people are not going to be doing it as much at all, and it may become more difficult to find groups for some of the raids that you need to get these items. It might be more difficult to get enough people into the Gaussian Southern Front or Zadnor for all the people engagements, all the skirmishes that require so many people working together to to get these relic weapon
Oh,
items.
Dad,
So yeah, it might end up being a situation of sort of like how Eureka is now, where yes, there are certainly some people who still do Eureka to get items for the Stormblood relic, but it is nothing near what it was like in Stormblood. It's definitely much harder now than it was in Stormblood. So I fear the same thing may happen for the Shadowbringers relic. That situation may be somewhat helped by the addition of data center visit hubbing, where people from different data centers can all come together, all work on the relic weapon together. That might, allow you to connect with more people wanting to do that content that is no longer as popular as it was, but it's definitely something to keep in mind. I think.
Yeah, I think so. There are discords that organize this stuff. So if you have an infinitely flexible schedule, you can mimic the interest, but the percentage of people is sort of shrinking. So you can go back and find more relics you can, but it's a percentage shrink. So making that a larger number will be something.
Crazy colored self-sealing water balloons. More color, more fun.
But
get the most out of Prime Day with the
not
Amazon app. Keep tabs on deals before
and so Relic is the one piece of content in this game that I encourage people to, if they have any interest in, push a little bit further. And try to see
French fries,
well, I really like the last step. I don't necessarily like this
next Play-Doh is colored
but
green.
I think I might like future raids or whatever that are tied to this content. But I encourage you to push just a little bit further. And that may mean you pace it out because you're not really having fun, and so it's the one time in this game that you kind of get pushed into content that may not be for you, because there's something at the end that is for you. Whether that be
Play-Doh.
or a raid
Pig is wearing a red dress,
or future steps.
and he also has a camera.
The relic steps are this kind of grind that the easiest time to do them is the day they come out, and every day after that,
some green
it gets
beans.
a little bit less.
Here's what we're gonna need.
So it just kind of trickles down. At the end of that expansion, it's kind of like a hard steep fall off. It's not as it's not all that, but it's just not as much like, oh, show up whenever, and there's people in there. It's not as much like, wow, I went to the end of the group, and I couldn't even find, there was too many people doing it when I first came out. That just doesn't really tend to happen 2 or 4 years after a relic is done. And so this relic step, in particular in Shadowbringers, the first relic you get is very, very lengthy, and then the second, any future relics that you want to get into multiple jobs, big step.
Put our Play-Doh in the
getting into the game now, and you're like, oh, no, I want 2 of these. Just know that the second one is a whole lot shorter.
Think that I would not want to wait till after Endwalker to get my Shadowbringers relic weapon. And why would you want a Shadowbringers relic weapon? Pretty much it's just for glamour. I mean, after Shadowbringers, it is not going to be relevant anymore, but they look really nice, and I mean, now's the time it's going to be the easiest, I think, to get. That's not even mentioning all of the unlocks that you will need to do after you complete the story. You will need to definitely do all of the Return to Iblis raids from Stormblood so that you can actually start on your relic weapon journey for Shadowbringers. You will need to unlock all the dungeons for all of your roulettes, all the normal raids, and all of their associated stories from every fisher. Like, you've got a lot of unlocking to do, and you don't want to feel rushed going through all that. And I can tell you that there is a huge wave of new players right now coming to the game. Like, I mean, I'm on the Discord server and YouTube and everything. I have access to all these analytics, and rest assured that we are experiencing a massive tsunami of new players coming to the game. And so, because of that, it's an excellent time to jump in, because you are not going to be hurting for people queuing for level content and all that kind of stuff.
Yes, so the system has what's called a roulette. It encourages people to go back and do old content to make sure that new players that need that content have people to party with them. They've done additional incentives for things like the irregular tombstone grinds that have encouraged people to go back and help push through past things.
Where the hell is everybody going?
This is their first time, they need to clear it. There's a bunch of other new players right now, so I've been encouraged.
I'm just gonna do what this guy's doing, just chill in the middle.
Are new, and I'm the only person who's played before, so I go back and play jobs that I've never loved. I needed experience. They needed you're absolutely welcome. It's a great time to get in. platform,
What,
YouTube views
Daddy?
across the platform go down.
Why?
And so
I would like to have some red gumballs. To make our gumballs, we are going to
don't
need
necessarily always talk about kind of the analytics side of what's going on with Final Fantasy 14, whether they have their viewpoints or maybe they have the viewpoint of other content creators and choose to share that with them. Just know that like the views across Final Fantasy, the search traffic across Google and across YouTube and across Twitch for Final Fantasy, especially for new players, is way up right now. And that's at a time that traditionally YouTube views across the entire platform actually sink a little bit compared to the earlier colder months of the year. And so it just as a symptom, it's a symptom of a time that's incredibly popular to be a new player. No matter what game you're
First
playing
step
now,
is to
for
roll
expansion,
our Play-Doh.
really strong expansion coming into what looks to be a strong
And
expansion.
then we put it inside our
It's a
dough.
great time for new
Let's
players
make
to have
our
interest. Maybe people
gumballs.
who've been looking at coming back or been thinking they've been on the fence about trying for the first time, and as they hop in, that's
There
a great
it
time.
is, red gumballs. Let's make some more.
Do as we're moving through the story. Keep in mind also that the story that has been going on since 1.0, the Heidelin Zodiac story arc, will be coming to its conclusion with the 6.0 patch. And from 6.1 and onward, it will be a whole new story arc that's going to last us for years and years to come. So like this is an incredible time to not only catch up on all the story that's going to lead up to this like epic big finale in 6.0, but you'll also get to be there for the very beginning of the new story arc that will lead us onward for many years to come.
Yeah, so this is a little bit like now you have an opportunity here as a new player to binge everything that we've done so far and get invested and get plugged into the community and be part of that finale season, knowing in advance as opposed to when they let a season wrap up and then tell us it was the last season or that the next season's not being picked up. They're getting to come to a conclusion on their terms, and they're letting us know in advance, so that anybody that's
When we started Carvana, they told us that selling cars 100
has enough warning that when they announce this, that we've had, obviously it's an ever decreasing amount of warning, but we've known this for a little while now, and that's why players have been saying, hop in, because this is effectively 10 years of build-up to get us to this point, and with 6.1 we're going to get something new, and so if you hop in now, you can be part of this finale. If you hop in later, that's okay too, because now you get to be part of this new beginning. Going into 6.1, the game will continue, your character will continue, story-wise, we may have a little more context as we speak, but honestly, when we look at just objective facts, your guess is as good as ours what could be around the corner, because we can't really know. It's just a giant guess of what 6.1 will bring. Some people's predictions come with really various things and guesses based on where the game is now, but they are only guesses. And so, technically, a guess has weight. And so, going into 6.1 is an exciting time for new and veteran players alongside each other to be just utterly caught off guard by what we charge into as we go to the first content patch after 6.0 wraps everything up.
Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade is packed with lemonade flavor.
Honestly, it has more flavor than my grandma's lemonade.
Oh no! New Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade.
Oh no. The camera's on. Camera.
What happens when you're in the middle of a call and need to conduct your business? Introducing BRB Bot from Shun. It creates a digital doppelganger to stand in for you on video calls and features a range of human reactions, such as laughing at your boss's terrible jokes, reacting to being told you're working all weekend, and much more. BRB Bot, just the latest way Charmin is innovating how you enjoy the go.
To be just utterly caught off guard by what we charge into as we go into the first content patch after 6.0 wraps everything up.
big reason you might want to, have your character fully ready, fully prepared when Endwalker comes is because it will allow you to be a part of that fresh expansion hype that is really fun. It's really a magical time in our community because we don't have a PTR, we don't have the public test realm or the beta testing where everybody knows what's going to be in the new expansion. No one knows. No one knows what's going to be in the expansion.
They do a media tour where they let content creators in a little early about a month out from the expansion, but all the NPCs will either restricted their names and identifying information or they moved all together. So it's a lighter version of kind of like PTR.
You get unlimited data for it was $25 a month, but when you bring a friend, you get a month for
as opposed to WoW, like, Nathria was the final boss, but Nathria was on the PTR, and so
Hola a todos,
like,
bienvenidos a Nati y Manualidades. Hoy les mostraré cómo hacer una camiseta utilizando de camiseta de la manera correcta con los colores
the data mining just happens. So like seeing the story wow, that has a mixed result. You have people already
Hi
downloading
guys,
so
welcome back to
and they're saying, hey, like this doesn't feel fleshed out as you said. Whoa, like that's a partial thought. Give us a chance. When we release 9.1, there are going to be people who share it. It creates this weird dialogue. The team doesn't have any. They're frozen. Everything that came out of the
sprinkles the bear.
every odd mistake.
Hi guys, welcome back to Nati.
Just something
Tough boy.
All of these fun toys right here. I went grocery shopping and I picked out most of these. However, just a handful of
Holster.
So thanks to those companies and
This is not.
based on the process of having one.
This is not restricted
Do you want your players to test your game or your internal devs, or do you want to have a smooth launch or not a smooth launch? It's not that simple. PTR
I got my horse right. No, I didn't. Holy shit,
not
dude.
to have one, and World of Warcraft
Man, what? Come on, dude.
different. And so it does mean that content is new and fresh on day one for everybody.
Dog shit ass
It's hard to predict what we're going to be doing as we go into this. It's an exciting day. If you've never played an MMORPG,
Oh, the spoils. Oh.
it's amazing. Expansion.
Nice. That feels right. I hate.
Being there, being caught up and being in that moment is something that even when you're all doing like single player story together, as you walk up to a fun and there's a sense of community, there's a sense of being part of something. It's just a really good feeling.
And oh my goodness, my favorite is Polo Meow.
In another group of nerds that I may or may not have met even
Right here,
just really
I
nice.
have two blind bags. They are very similar, but they are different. One is tall, one is short, one is series number 2, and one is series number 1. But both are
And being there on day one is special.
for the first one, it
Trying to
is
decide if you're looking at your schedule and saying, oh,
it's
the
the
version of
Cheshire
events where I can
Cat.
comfortably and reasonably get caught up in times I conquer to the version
Or
where it
cats.
doesn't really matter.
Here is
I'm
series
going to
number
cause
2,
my
an
good
Alto Purple and Elsa.
be there camp. If you can't, it's not like it's going anywhere. You can enjoy it your own way. But if there is a way to be caught up on day one, it is really something special. Being there on day one.
This is gonna be the best show ever! Come on, little guy!
On that note, my goal is for my streams to be spoiler stream.
Hello, Daddy.
And I'm going to be playing
This
I'm going to
is
hopefully
Majesty
to have
for
two characters caught up so
help
that I can do spoiler
So we're gonna have
for one character
plans
and I can
like
do non-spoiler streams on the other for people that want to be, play a little bit but not play a lot. So just as
It looks like you bought ice cream. Can you give me some? Sure thing. What flavor would you like?
No one knows what's going to be in the story, and so because of that, we all get to experience it together, and it is something really, really special. And it's something that,
give me what
obviously you'll still be a part of it if you're not at max level at the time that it comes out, but you will not have to worry about getting spoiled if you're able to complete the story at the same time as everyone. Oh, and if you're thinking about playing the new job Reaper or the new job Sage, both those new jobs coming in Endwalker, then you might want to, for Sage, I don't know, try out Scholars, like shield healers, like, because we know Sage will be a shield healer. For Reaper, you might want to play Dragoon a bit, because that will be a maiming job. At the very least, you'll be able to collect some maiming glamour, some maiming gear that a Reaper could use. This game also has a lot of seasonal events upcoming soon, like the Moonfire Fair is happening in August, the Make It Rain event happening in July, and those are recurring events that happen at the same time every year.
Yes, she also just showed this whole thing. Around the Moonfire Fair, the Rise events are introduced to Make It Rain, part of our Golden Saucer. It's a Minecraft Series 9 blind box. Or kind of like the super fun adventure box, or whatever it's called in Guild Wars. So it's just craziness for craziness' sake. The Final Fantasy 15 collaborative event gives you this 4-series we got Gasto Lancer. What a clever name. Series. You do want about 200,000 to 300,000 MVP, if I remember correctly. I want to eat Golden Saucer points. You want to have that saved up for this in September. Right up. And in November, whenever that's our expansion launch. Job action. Here's a big scoop of blueberry ice cream. As we move through this, put it on the couch. 5.57, which will have to do with just kind of releasing the world, release the hounds. So there'll be a chance to. Usually that's where they start. And here's your blueberry ice cream scoop on the couch. They're working the way weekly, like out Luke works. Say up. It's not about pacing the content anymore. You just knock it out, go nuts. You want to farm something fun. Most of our content in the game is not here. Comes the code. You can run things over and over. Some of the things that are that's kind of after. Historically, if I remember correctly, that's what we lived on that 5.5 days is our data center business. Not only will we be able to play with people on servers, oh my gosh, this is amazing! Which will be able to play with people surprise toys. This time we've got an exciting time to have this constant, slow trickle of things to do that are optional. But most important is with this video is if you're a new player, this is all stuff that you can do alongside Cinderella home decor. Through that means getting caught up, being in a position where you can do Endwalker on day one. If you're done with story and you want to here's a purple table wrap up. Not only me, for anything you might feel like other stories you wrap up as well. It's a good time to go back and clear all the raid stories, clear all your job quests, anything like that. Has a relationship with the way the world and everything works. Today we got a bag, a purse, and a compact. Here's a closer look at the bag.
Here's a July, and those are recurring events that happen at the same time every year. And they usually will give new glamours, new emotes that you can get for free while the event is going on, but once the event is over, you cannot get them at all until next year when they put event rewards on the mod station that you can buy for real money. So if you didn't get this outfit from the Moonfire Fair 2020, it is too late to get it for free. We're also expecting the much anticipated return of the FF15 crossover event, which will let you get a horsier car. Brand new car! The last time we saw this event was 2 or 3 years ago, and who knows if it will come back. I mean, you probably want to get it while you can in September, because there's not a guarantee that it will return. Probably around September 2, there's the job action trailer for Endwalker, where we get a sneak peek at all the different abilities, different jobs you're going to get. We might get some information about how it will work from a gameplay perspective, and that might help you decide what job you want to make if you just feel like waiting it out.
So on the job action trailer, that's just a PSA here, because Zepla is ever positive, and so somebody has to be the downer, and I seem to be happy to be that guy. The job action trailer is a really mixed blessing. It's wonderful to get to see our jobs. It's very exciting. And here's your orange ice cream scoop in a cup. Things like how much machinist was changing going. Here you go, baby grandpa. This comes along with the media tour where we get a chance to so we see some of the early concepts of potency changes relative to each other and all that. But keep in mind, this game is about battle classes that clear battle content. So what will happen, just to get this out in the space now, is when we have the job action trailer, we will all be excited to talk about it. I will be guilty of it. I am excited to get a chance to talk about it. If I am invited to the media tour, I'll be under embargo for an amount of time, and then I'll get to finally share it. So I will have a bunch of pent-up energy to tell you all about what I find exciting about all of this news as it trickles.
How are you, Meme?
A lot better now that I have food. I got the new crispy chicken sandwich from McDonald's.
Have you taken a bite yet? I want to eat it.
Let's cat.
It's new. I'm excited.
The first bite is always the best. Is it crispy?
It's crispy.
Is it juicy?
It's juicy. The spicy one is so good.
Gotta pace yourself, okay?
I know.
I have to remind you to chew.
That might be true. Oh, it's so tender.
So good.
Try the new crispy chicken sandwich today.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Very delicious. Well,
Yes. All right. We hope by sharing our experiences and perspectives, we can empower women to level up. In an ideal world, girls are just as accepted into gaming as guys are. It's rough, but it's gotten better. It can't just be on us, and without you doing something, nothing will change. You have to sometimes just gotta block out the ignorance and keep it pushing. You're not alone, and you have a community of people who rock with you.
I'll start by Syracuse Tower then.
Bargo for an amount of time,
Break
and then I'll get to finally show us all
Oh, Shaw.
energy to tell you all about what I find exciting about all this news.
Let's check this out.
We will not get to see
I see the
raid,
problem up here.
the new alliance raid,
Okay,
the new
I know what to do.
We'll get to see
Alright,
maybe
baby
one or two
grandpa,
dungeons.
you have a few bad teeth.
We're not
This
going
big
to
one
have
right here.
DPS meters. We're not going to have all this stuff. So when a
So
job
what?
changes, people will see all
And
this.
this orange one.
This post went down, this post went up. This job looks more interesting. This job doesn't.
I'm
We
going
won't
to
know
start
how
by
your
removing the
impression
bad
is
teeth
gonna
with this
feel,
drill.
and we won't know how it's going to feel in content with all the different player comps. We won't know how easy it is to master in various content. We won't have the full picture. That will not stop us from a community and deciding which jobs are the best in your locker and which jobs absolutely are total garbage before the content ever comes out.
Now the blue.
We will decide as a community, and so just before any like negativity gets out there about certain jobs being ruined or anything like that.
And last but not least, this orange
keep in
one.
mind that keep in mind that it takes a full picture. And the first raid series will
Now I'll
do that.
use the pliers to remove the bad teeth.
Jobs have been balanced enough that any job has been eligible.
Looks like this was a strawberry accident.
We haven't had jobs just left out to dry, and that has been more true over time than less, in my opinion. You see regularly in the world first race that, you know, one of the competing groups or whatever will bring one of the jobs that's considered the worst in its role. They do just fine. But
this looks like a blueberry
jobs will
accident.
change. There will be some that feel better, there will be some that feel worse. The best way to protect
And
yourself
this looks
against
like an
this
orange
is
accident.
full jobs level in any
Don't worry, baby grandpa. I'll leave
Keep in
some
mind
teeth for
that
you
there's
right
a
away.
new healer and a new DPS class coming, and you will not be unique in thinking that you want to try those. So it is not a bad time to try or consider taking the expansion, because I have a feeling there's going to be
Perfect.
healers.
Now I'll get baby grandpa his new teeth.
Long-term expansion. So early on there might be a shift in things. The job action trailer is a hype generating event.
Or should I try to get this card?
This entirely
Baby
long
grandpa,
PSA in the
be
middle
careful
of
when
this
you eat
thing.
sweets,
That
okay?
is all
Don't
it
go
is.
too crazy.
It is not
Let
the
me just
be-all,
brush your
end-all
teeth, and you can be
determinant
on your way.
of how these jobs will perform long-term. We will see what things look cool. There are people that have already decided that Reaper looks fun. Look, we don't know anything. We already like, oh, Sage is going to be the best healer. We don't know that. I'm not saying they won't be. I'm saying we cannot know. And so not getting a chance to really see how these feel, how these are.
Now your teeth are all white and sparkly clean. Thank you for fixing my teeth.
Early
It
on.
feels a lot better
Some of them
now.
it would be a great
Hold on,
fit.
baby grandpa.
Others
I
will
have
trickle
one more
back to
surprise for
whatever
you.
job they were on before.
Whoa!
So just
I love
keep that
surprise
in mind.
toys.
While
Okay,
it's fun to be
let's
excited for
start
a
by checking
moment,
out this Sheriff
don't
Kelly's
let that
Wild West
excitement
linebacker.
generate some of the negativity that sometimes pops up around it. Where we're afraid that our job's been ruined or forgotten or was not treated with enough love compared to another
We
job.
got Deputy Peck today.
Let's just focus on the good, and let's be excited with that month or 2 months until the
Last
expansion
surprise toy.
on the things that we know that are looking good.
Let's check out
and
this
let's
Care
focus
Bears
on
fashion.
and decide if any of the fears and downsides are something that is really worth letting bother us. Knowing that they're going to get to change the job balance.
Tender Heart Bear.
6.1, 6.2, 6.3, 6.4, 6.5. Not a death sentence. This game doesn't have droughts and patches. We've got plenty of time to adjust things.
Well,
Plenty of time
hope
to
you had
get
fun with
feedback.
Baby Grandpa today.
And
If you
we don't
did,
have
be
the
sure to hit
tools
that subscribe button
right
for
into
more
the
awesome
job
videos.
action trailer.
See ya!
A little longer, that's perfectly fine. So are you a new player? Are you still in the free trial? Are you considering whether or not to buy Endwalker now or buy Shadowbringers right now? Or are you a max level player and you're already good to go? You're ready for Endwalker. You have your main job chosen, and at max level, you're like fully decked out with gear. You got your relic, and all you do.
Gear-wise, anything above 500 is awesome. That's why you current max is 530, 535. Anything above 500, the higher you go, the harder it is to find ways to get it. But anything above 500, if you're not having fun pushing up your gear progression, just know that the quest loop in the early dungeons and all that is going to toss it out the window for level 90 loot. So anything above high 500, you can clear it. Casual, fun Shadowbringers, you're not getting
What the man?
you are above 500 and you don't want to do harder content like this expansion. You just want to be ready for the expansion.
Let's use the scooper.
Take a break and play another game, or take a break and level another job, or whatever you want to do.
Here's one giant scoop of strawberry ice cream.
Everything above
Let's put it on the cone.
Doing it just waiting, chilling. Till Endwalker comes out. Let me know in the comment section and down below. And if you like this video, please consider supporting the channel on Patreon or on Twitch.
Here's one strawberry ice cream scoop on the cone.
By clicking the subscribe
Alright,
button.
Grandpa,
By
here
sharing
you
this
go.
video with your fellow warriors of life.
Thank you, Zethel. Delightful video. I think that the best time to get started is right now. I need to update the description here on Gaming Kinda.
Down the cone.
We have over 2,000 videos posted, and it is in the template. So the vast majority of those, and it's been in the template, has a link to the channel. We don't get anything from that. We are not supported by recordings. If you'd like to pay us for that, I'll leave it there.
Whoa, baby Grandpa, you just burst out a surprise toy.
You don't pay me for all the people we drive to 14.
It's a Minecraft Series 9 fly box.
There. So, not a really hard negotiating line. It's something that I think is really awesome to get players into. While yes, I want the game to get better.
We got Gasco Lantern. What a clever name.
For areas that another game I think is doing a particular thing better.
I want to eat more ice cream.
Can
you scoop
Final
me in
Fantasy
some
14
blueberry flavored ice cream?
It's
coming right up.
That is something that I've been posting videos on regularly for the last 5 years. I've been playing longer than the last 5 years.
Here's a big scoop of blue
amount of my time and energy into spending time around. I never planned to go full time with content creation, and now I have in Final Fantasy 14. The community around it is a huge part of that.
Berry ice cream.
I adore this game.
Put it on the cone.
The amount of time I spend on it, when I get accused of liking another game more or not liking this game, it would be really weird for me to set time out in my life to make less money to pursue a career in talking about RPGs with a huge emphasis on Final Fantasy 14. All is a long ploy to post hundreds and possibly thousands of videos, stream hundreds or thousands.
And here's your blueberry ice cream scoop on the cone.
Thousands of hours of playtime in. All as a long ploy to recommend the game to new players.
Say ah. Oh.
That would be weird. So I really enjoy this game. If you have any questions, you can always
Here comes the cone.
As long as you're being respectful, you can be incredibly receptive to new players. There are a handful of vocal people that will wish that you had never played another game before this. Only play it their way.
It feels like
So
something's
that
caught
is
in my
a
throat again.
The vast majority of us.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing. You keep burping out surprise toys. This time we got a Disney Happy Places one.
Just enjoy the game, are excited to have you here, and excited to help
Let's check it out.
And ready to have fun any way they can help. So it is a great game. It is phenomenally
We found Cinderella home decors.
for a reason. And I think that 2021 looks like a great year for Final Fantasy 14.
Here's
Not
a
the
purple
first great
table.
year, but definitely, possibly the greatest. We're not ending on Gaming Kind. I'm just gonna leave that. Oh, Fido with the long ploy, the 100 bits, the final kickback.
Here's a closer look at the back.
Saw Billy 3 subscribed in the middle there. Thank you guys.
Here's a closer look at the purse.
It'd be a long con. I did not say the thing. That's the
And here's a closer look at the compact. Now let's set all of the items on top of this purple table.
you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Welcome to another video in which
I listened to Xenosys on stream, I want to say about 2 or 3 weeks ago, talk about the very same thing. That would be so, like, don't get me wrong, but he was talking about something that frustrated him in the way
Alright, this is the last one, okay?
Square Enix communicates what devs actually say about their
Can you give it to me in a cup
and he
this
was
time?
talking about some frustrations with that, and chat started saying,
Alright, you got it.
why do you even play this game dead, and like,
here's a big scoop of
orange
orange ice cream.
Stop.
Let's put it in a cup.
That's what started reacting to. You just stopped it right there. Like, can you
here's
complain
an orange ice cream scoop in a cup.
Absolutely.
Here you go, baby
That
grandpa.
is not because he doesn't like it. He likes the game. Complaints and criticism come from a place of saying, I am willing to take time out of my life to look at areas in which the game is better. Because I think it's worth investing in.
Yes, your
If
burps
there
are
is
magical.
something here
We got
worth
another surprise
pursuing,
toy. This time it's a shop
said
that's
you were
World
buying a
Vacation
car
surprise toy.
today.
I stayed up and crunched all the numbers.
I already used Capital One Auto Navigator. I found my car online and got pre-qualified instantly.
Well, since we're both up, who wants French toast? What's in your wallet?
This Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade is packed with lemonade flavors.
Yeah, it even has more
Our
flavor than my
first
grandma's.
Shopkins is roll a cake. Here's a closer look at roll a cake.
New Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade.
And our second Shopkins is Tia Ice Cream Taco. Here's a closer look at Tia Ice Cream Taco.
Thank you for the ice cream. It was very delicious.
Whoa, baby grandpa, what happened to your teeth?
What do you mean?
Look at your teeth. It looks like you have cavities.
Ow! Why would you do that? That really hurt.
Oh, that's not good. Looks like we have to take you to the dentist. Hey, welcome to the dentist. Can you please open your mouth so I can take a look at your teeth?
really
I'll start by checking your teeth now with this stop here.
Do anything with it. You can search for it, talk about it, just move on. You guys don't really want to talk about their whole genres of games.
Let's check this out.
I'm talking about this.
I see there's a problem up here too.
Just don't play that.
Okay, I know what to do. Alright, baby grandpa, you have a few bad teeth. This pink one right here, this blue one,
reasonably allow the game to move in a direction that
and this orange one.
it's just not for me. And I'm glad
I'm
other people
going
have
to
fun
start
doing
by
it. I'm
removing
going
the
to
bad
focus on
teeth with
games
this
that
drill.
I think are doing enough right that I can enjoy.
Start with this pink one.
In ways that can make them I can enjoy even more. Some people don't like criticism altogether, and they prefer to just focus on the positive. And some people, in the moment something negative, they'd rather just move and chase something else positive. And that's another way to do it.
And last but not least, this orange one.
Yeah, that's what somebody who really was pulling along con would say. That is unfortunate, then. Is people who were running the
Now
long
I'll use the
the
pliers to remove the bad
hours.
teeth.
How can I work too many hours for
Looks like this is a strawberry accident.
You know, this has been my plan.
This looks like a blueberry accident.
Somebody said earlier, why don't you pre-record videos for the media tour? That's what you do.
And
You
this
get
looks
invited
like
to
an
the media
orange
tour. The
accident.
reason the media tour has a range of dates.
Don't worry, baby grandpa. I'll make some new teeth for you right away.
If they had physical, then you go and you play on their machines. That way they don't have to worry about downloading anything like that. It's controlled. And so they take you there and they get a chance to talk to you and you sign stuff that, you know, you sign
Perfect.
things.
Now I'll give baby grandpa his new teeth.
I'm gonna follow all the rules. And then you get to, and they actually gave me, I have a Shadowbringers flash drive.
Alright, baby grandpa. Be careful when eating sweets, okay? Don't go too crazy.
And so,
Let me just brush your teeth and you can be on your way.
But it's a little dark night so they gave me this, and they had recording software on the computer, screen capture software, and you guys capture literally anything you want. Anything you want. Go nuts. And they also gave me a back there in the bathroom. And so you
Now
get
your
to,
teeth are all white
do that,
and sparkly
and
clean.
then
Thank you for fixing my teeth. It feels a lot better now.
get to...
Hold on, baby grandpa. I have one more surprise for you.
Just act like you don't see that stuff.
Whoa! I love surprise stories.
You get to
Okay,
record anything
let's
you
start
want.
by checking out this Sheriff
And
Kelly's
you get
Wild
to
West
pre-record
linebacker.
all your videos prior to the embargo. They actually ask to see them first. You send them links to the videos on private. They don't ask you to say anything different. They don't ask you to cover anything different. They just didn't. They didn't ask for anything. What they wanted to make sure was that I.
Let's check out this Care Bears fashions.
So they scrubbed them to make sure that the disclaimer said that this is development footage of exchange or whatever the phrase is. They gave us an exact phrase. So you just put that phrase in a text overlay, and then I said anything I wanted to say. And so, you know, that was all they asked. They didn't pay us for that event. I don't know the deal with other content creators, but I know that for Brian and I,
have fun with baby grandpa today. If you did, be sure to hit that subscribe button for more awesome videos.
We were at the event at no other time. So I don't know the deal with other content creators, but I know for us that was entirely at our own expense, outside of when we were inside the venue. And so it was a really great time to get to play it. So for people that are like, oh, you're just positive on the game, because I was positive on Shadowbringers because it looked freaking good. Like, I wasn't just shilling out hard. Like, I played it and was like, this is awesome. They had breakfast burritos in the morning, and then in the afternoon they had like a whole spread of things. It was sandwiches. And then there was not dinner. So we went and had dinner. The group people split up. So I went and had dinner with, it was like Larry and Frosty and Adeline Star and Spoky was there. So you kind of just split up into groups. So we went and had, I think Larry made us some good sushi. I love sushi. That was pretty good. That was a long plan. I bought a flight from Texas to California. Don't run the math on that. So, and I got the food prior to filming. So, like, I could have just kept the food in my stomach, and then it filled. And then we could not allow those videos to go live.
It is playtime at Peppa's
We didn't get to do other content creators doing. I will tell you that my coverage of the media tour was wildly outshined by others. I cannot think of a content creator that did a worse job covering the media tour. Just in thoroughness. In maybe some of the ones who didn't play 14 are there to just kind of
until an expert has been to investigate why. Landing in makes this new home in the scope. Run fast. That's it.
Everything. Did a phenomenal job covering it. A lot of them had experience doing events like that before. So I think a lot of it, you know, as we talked to them, they were like, yeah, that's how I built my first stuff too. So we weren't like totally alone, and then some of the other first-timers there, I think, already had more close relationships with content creators. So they had some discussions to kind of save them that learning. Because Brian and I are a duo,
I saw a sparkle in the corner of my eye.
I don't know if it's the words, but we sometimes tend to be a little more isolated. Inviting two of us on a podcast, I think, is a lot.
It'll be washed in no time, and Daddy won't know it was ever running.
Never really alone.
Let's find some more things to put in the machine.
Like, if I needed something, and Brian wasn't spending time with family right now, he's spending some time with family for a lot of different dudes. He's kind of taking a step back, so I don't want to bother him. But like, if I needed something while I was streaming, I could text him, and like that's a huge advantage. But the disadvantage is that it means we haven't necessarily fostered the close relationships with other content creators that I think some of them have with each other. So there's times in the community that like I don't feel as close to other creators as maybe it's just the but I feel they are. There's some really close relationships. You look at like Epic Live, and you look at like Larry, and you look at have WoW traders on because I'd love to, but I'm not gonna invite them. And like people would ask me, hey, how come you don't collaborate with Deadlock? And like I just respond by sitting in the our podcast. Oh, well, how come you don't meet up in Happy? And I send them a link to one of our podcasts and have one of our podcasts. Like, it's not that we don't have these things, but it's likely just as much in my head as it is in reality. We're like, that loneliness is because when I look at it, like, I felt lonely in high school. I felt lonely in college. So I think that loneliness is also I think I was just I'm not. That's appealing to you guys. I'd like to be around. I just do. I'd like to be around. I'm from a big family that always has to go over to the house, so it's not uncommon for like my grandmother visiting. She would say to my mom, how many people are coming over for dinner? And my mom would say, I don't know. And so like, how many people are in the house right now? And my mom would say like, so like I just grew up in a space that and my siblings aren't like me. Like they would literally go into their bedroom when they were overwhelmed and close their door and read a book.
With no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, banking with Capital One is like the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Like,
It's all gold cardigan.
that's banking. What's in your world?
Alright. Yes. Alright. We hope by sharing our experiences and perspectives, we can empower women to level up. In an ideal world, girls are just as accepted into gaming as guys are. It's rough, but it's gotten better. It can't just be on us, and without you doing something, nothing will change. Yeah, but sometimes you just gotta block out the ignorance and keep it pushing. You're not alone, and you have a community of people who rock with you.
And my siblings weren't like me. Like they would literally go into their bedroom when they were overwhelmed and close their door and read a book. I didn't. And so like when we were grounded as a kid, my brothers would be grounded to like, okay, the next this long, you have to go to work. Absolutely. Yeah. You have to go be involved in the yard work. You have to go and be. You have to go with my mom. My mom would get into like a neighborhood block party. You have to go with her. You have to get outside of your comfort zone. You have to grow as a person. This is your punishment. You don't get to do what you want to do. You get to do things that I think are going to grow you. When I was grounded, I was told to leave alone in my room. My brother was always like, why does he get to do that? He doesn't like it. It sucks. So we weren't all grounded the same way. We were all grounded in a way that was designed to punish. So I get a lot of joy. It's not that I don't like time by myself, but as a percentage of my time, I enjoy the vast majority of my time. Matt's fine. Like mice. There's so many mice. There's so many. They're big. It's gonna be scheduled. Publicly, if you guys ever ask me to collaborate with somebody, the answer is always going to be I'd love to if they're willing, because like that's the appropriate level of response. I never want to. I try very hard publicly not to invite somebody because I don't want them to feel obligated to say yes. And I try publicly. I want to keep that because they're incredibly good. So they have internal podcasts. Asmund has done internal podcasts. They do some stuff as well. I'm not like on there. Fantastic. It comes down a lot more to not only you guys being independent, but also being some of these channels are built off of podcasts are long format. Even an hour-long podcast is usually 15, 20 minutes pre-show, 15 minutes post-show. We're talking about an hour and a half at somebody's day. So it's in a different time zone, and it's in a different, right? And they don't know how it's going to go. And from a growth metric, they don't get nearly as many views as what you could spend an hour and a half making a standalone video, typically. They don't, therefore, generate quite the revenue on the small end. Like a small video versus a small podcast. Small video will crush it. That's not to say that there isn't highly successful monetized podcasts in the space, but when you talk about podcasts, I think of them a lot more like war, where it's a lot of work. The vast majority of them are being paid very little. Do you do them? Because you like them. So spending time talking with somebody is a lot. You see Elliot in the podcast checking someone. You see him checking his emails. And that's because his days can't stop for that. So I'll never harass somebody or ask them publicly. That's something I'm very, because I don't want to be asked about. Because if I have a lot going on in my life and I need to focus on that, and somebody invites me, I have to go. So I don't like to be invited publicly, and I don't want to invite people publicly. But just know, finding a time that works for everybody, and everybody is talking about the same thing or a length of time on the same day at the same time is incredibly hard. It's the advantage of that. Michael doesn't have to be available right now. We're about to talk about Dissidents, right?
Welcome to another
So, Dissidents, a Final Fantasy 14 creator that speaks English, but lives and is German. Lives in Germany. So, like, Dissidents is somebody that, private contact between us has happened. I have immense respect for Dissidents. Scheduling, this is a perfect example where I will publicly admit that scheduling is hard. Scheduling is hard. So, it's hard. I know Mike's been going from Reach, has been going through a ton of transplant surgery as well. So, yeah, scheduling is really hard. Darius has a busy personal life. He keeps it very personal. Everything I know about it, I don't want to be with it. Anything he told me. I know that I've reported with him in the past, and he's asked to, he's asked that, me things that I think he would bring on his camera, just so that he gives me a in the background. He gets to cut things in his video, so when I use his footage techniques, he absolutely makes sure that this is not in the video. Not anything crazy, it's just straight up friends. And like, I 100% respect that. You guys have given me a hard time, you guys are giving Brian a hard time the other day about seeing more of his life than mine. This is a very controlled space for me. I am in the middle of trying to set up and move out of this office into my wife's office. And so, when Hannah over here, there's all this stuff piled up. Immediately out of frame. This is a controlled space. And so what you choose to reveal is a choice. So like I know Dissidents has a life outside of his content creation. And so like I not only have to deal with the time difference in Germany, but he's not just sitting around making 14 content.
Please, not so much. So, get Capstar. To start killing fleas in just 30 minutes.
I'm glad he's talked about his hair stuff really openly. I think it's
Kill
awesome.
fleas fast with
Anybody
Capstar.
that has anything about themselves that they want to change, I think it's awesome. I think being proud of what makes me want to talk about. I've been trying to share my fitness journey with you guys a little bit. I've been trying to see, I've been trying to share with you guys. I'm down like 12 pounds so far in the last month and a half. And I'm working on my pull-ups for a event I want to do in May. I want to go do CrossFit in a small group. I don't do CrossFit, but I want to do American specifically. It requires me to do 100 pull-ups, and I've been working on it. I have. Good. I'm excited that hopefully that gives him a chance to play some 14. Because I'm watching his clips in order, so I'm behind. And so, like, me being behind, he's still in Gridania. Like, let's get out of Gridania. I assume he is, but, like, let's get out of Gridania. So let's jump into this, because we've got to get to some PSO2 today. And so we're going to jump into Dissidents here. This is on macro. I was doing that here, because macros unfortunately have a place. And they also don't. And this video is called Macros to Use and Macros to Use. So I'll intro it. I know I talked about his content on the channel before. He's one of the people alongside Wes Calvert that I recommend for people looking to get better at jobs. I'm happy to bring this better. I would try not to make YouTube, but the moment that you start to get more advanced, you've mastered everything. I'm sure you start to have questions about, hey, I can do this better, I want to improve. Disvarious FXIP is a YouTube channel with the lovely Disvarious himself, who does an incredible job helping you get better at the game. He plays both World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy. Usually he's Final Warcraft is because he uses it to augment the PvP experience and top up the community if he wants. Final Fantasy just does not do as well without serving for him. And he's awesome. He's going to be talking about these macros coming up. So when we talk about MMOs, especially for those that obviously have to be to latency, they add things
Take this money
down
and buy anything that isn't nails. Also,
so
Matt, you are incredible.
Phrases like
Hooray for Matt!
macros become something that are really important.
Okay, so what's next on the list? Obligatory building
disadvantages as well. So I look forward to
I'll get the music
on that as we get.
Which I want to talk briefly about macros, if they are considered useful in Final Fantasy XIV or should be avoided. Unfortunately, the short answer is it depends. So let us hop in and talk about the circumstances. First of all, we have to cover the categories, starting with macros that are being used for all sorts of gameplay, with battle or active skill methods, performing a /skill name command that you can use to put together a whole sequence of actions.
Oh, you stepped on a bug. Slang really used to be your thing, but people are going chicken crazy over the new chicken, and you've caught them red-handed. As the water finally met its match. Run, King! Run! The new hand-breaded chicken. Did we just enter the water? Oh no. Your camera's on. Is it camera?
What happens when you're in the middle of a call and need to conduct your business? Introducing BRB Bot from Sharp. It creates a digital doppelganger to stand in for you on video calls and features a range of human reactions, such as laughing at your boss's terrible jokes, reacting to being told you're working all weekend, and much more. BRB Bot, just the latest way Charmin is innovating how you enjoy the go.
Wait a minute, how can a car
Macros that are being used for all sorts of gameplay, with battle or active skill methods, performing a /skill name command that you can use to put together a whole sequence of active skills that then will be activated automatically. Even if these may not be bringing the total ruin to your performance, don't use these with any battle job, except you want to grind down open world content being AFK or not participate in anything with other players. The reason for this is kinda simple. The natural global cooldown or time between one and the other weapon skill or spell demands your character and your battle setup skills to wait for basically 2.5 seconds, which is always affected by skill or spells. The macro, on the other hand, will either be too fast when simply lining up skills without a certain wait, or when using this wait command, you cannot use these fractional numbers, which means if any global cooldown timing not anywhere close to the 2-second mark, you may be punished and lose uptime for your spells.
That seems like you're bringing that up. It seems like not that big of a deal. Like, well, I'm not doing that. What I will tell you is that counters in this game range from single-digit minutes well into the 10 or 15 minute mark. And so if you were talking about something where every minute you are losing on the destroy monuments and slay it. I don't want to destroy monuments. I don't care. Come to silence for them. The world will tremble at my feet. Anything to say about it? Why not? You're not controlling your body. I hate you. It's not like my milk. Your milk will expire. You're expired. so we talk about kind of rounding errors there. That's the problem. When you talk about the fact that, like, as the server pings, if it forgets one of these, if something about the way you spamming it doesn't allow it to queue and so it misses one, there are massive losses. Massive losses. That's before we talk about how
This may not be a big deal for a short period of time, but it definitely is when using this consistently. So when you're not doing something totally pointless with no relevance to your performance that may negatively affect other players, and even if you may struggle with your job location, hit spells individually in fighting content. Believe me, the muscle memory will come, and after a while you will actually not miss the lack of macros compared to other MMOs.
That's actually one of the problems I have with macros. If macros is something that a new player says, hey, I've never tanked before, Gunbreaker is my favorite one, I want to put the massive tank combo on a macro, just so I can use it. I would understand that, especially in casual content. Beautiful. I would understand that as a way of condensing down when you're like pushing rotations. You can focus on what you need, positioning in the right place, doing the things in your job that is outside of the abilities, using your situation abilities such as defensive buffs. I get that. That makes sense as a way of reducing that down as a form of training wheels. The problem is, once you get to the limit, what are the odds that you're really going to take those training wheels off? What are the odds that as you build to be a better player, as you build to move into harder content, especially if you desire to get into that you're able to see before things out fast. So you know what, this macro is now it has two abilities. And so if there was a way to easily pull back, I would actually understand that it's a way of learning a job, especially for the jobs that start at higher levels, such as Gunbreaker. But instead, I would simply go run there.
That was close.
I would encourage you to back them down to 17, 20. I don't think once you know the job that content feels very good on jobs that start at higher levels of content. I think Gunbreaker feels
come on, we have to go. Okay, I'm on my way. Sorry guys, you'll be in my
type content. When you sing down, I think it's awesome. It wasn't designed for that. That's once I'm comfortable. Actually, great way to learn the job. Add that stuff in order hits or in X like you should. Not the way you pull them out of the map.
Yet, on this active skill command section, there's another department of the game where these are a game changer nonetheless, mainly when looking at crafting methods. As time is not the defining factor here, hitting up your GCD with not a single millisecond loss is not necessary. You can easily put together a whole sequence for crafting a certain piece of gear. The difference between 2 or 3 seconds to wait after the previous action is not troublesome.
Yeah, so this is really going to matter. We're talking about build per hour, and you're willing to actively plan it instead of sitting there and staring.
Excuse me, but
it is less optimal. But, like, crafting macros, websites and building, I've had a lot of fun building my own. And when people have looked at my macros, they're more than willing to point out the fact that they're not optimal. And I know that. I built them out of stuff to be the best one. But once you have a macro that has a 100%
That's a good jump right the end, the second time jump device. Now we just have to stop it. We're missing it. He's a dead man.
Oh, God! Oh! As long as it is achieving progress before durability runs out every single time, the only thing that can be more optimal is doing it in less time. And if you don't care about that, it's good enough. And you're not hurting anybody else, you're wasting your own time, and that's your prerogative.
Hey, Matt. Hey, Matt.
As it does not matter much, completing a craft in 50 or 55 seconds, especially when you're able to make the strategic thought process of crafting locations become obsolete with these macros, that some may like while others don't. However, it is useful in the crafting sector. If you're lazy to craft thousands of weapons